and his brand new show, One on One.
Jordan, glamour model, hussy, every man's fantasy, the envy of many women. But what's she really like? Let's find out. Welcome to One on One. My guest today is Jordan. Do you enjoy doing interviews?
I do actually, because it gives me a chance to get my point across.
When you were a kid, did you think you were beautiful?
No, but I always, I don't know what it is, I said to you before, when I went to swimming baths or whatever, swimming pools, I always noticed the men looking, and I don't know why, and I sort of used to give them a look, and I just think, I'm not normal, I can't be normal, because I was so flirtatious from a young age, and I just
What age are we talking about here? Not 5?
About 7, something like that. No, not that young. But no, I just always thought that I seemed odd compared to all the other kids and children, you know.
So are you saying that when you were a very young girl, you were more sexually aware than other girls of your age?
When I was younger, a lot of things have happened in my past, what men have done to me. Not many people know about it. So, yeah, I'm quite a strong character anyway, like that I don't mind talking about stuff, but obviously I don't want to go in detail. And then I got involved with a dodgy photographer who ended up being put in prison. And I always said to everyone, he's definitely dodgy because the way he is about me, but everyone was like, no, because you're young, you don't know what you're talking about. When I did know what I was talking about. And it just seems that now I'm trying to get my own back at them.
When you told your mother that you were going to be a glamour model and you were going to be taking off your clothes, what was her reaction? Was she pleased?
I said to my mum, I'm going up to a model agency, and she didn't think anything of it. And then I was on page 3 for a whole week, and then it sort of hit home. She was like, my God, I can't believe you were doing that. My brother didn't like it. I think it was just a shock to them. So suddenly I was doing nothing, and then suddenly getting my tits out in the national newspaper.
And how easy was it for you to do that? Because I could never, ever. I mean, I don't have a nice body like you, but I could never get my tits out for a paper.
I love it. Once I'm in front of the camera, I absolutely love it. I just love taking my kit off. I just like being a tease to them. Is that really bad?
No, I like teasing men, but only straight men. The more eyeliner you wear, the better it works as well. Does the idea of being pregnant worry you?
Well, obviously I'm going to get a bit of a tummy. A bit, I'll probably be huge. Well, hopefully I can get back to work, but as I said to you before, I want to do a singing career. So I think it gives me a chance to just go in the studio, hide away from everyone and concentrate on it. Because to be honest, because of the other work I've been doing, it's hard to try and do 2 jobs. Well, I think it's hard. So it just gives me a chance to concentrate.
You're contracted to the Daily Star.
Till April.
Will they expect you to do photographs pregnant?
No, because it's not in my contract, because obviously they didn't know that I'd be pregnant and I didn't know. But
would you though?
I don't think I would, no. Because you see everyone do them sort of pictures. But then I say now, I don't know, but then I probably, I don't know.
I think women can look quite beautiful pregnant.
But I don't think I'd want to do the real pretty girl. I'd want to do more hardcore rock chick, hey. I don't know, just something different. And
you also said that you wouldn't breastfeed.
No, I'm not breastfeeding.
You actually don't think you could breastfeed?
Oh no, I can breastfeed, but I just choose not to. Not only that, when I'm working, say I'm doing a shoot and the baby's hungry, I don't want to be able to stop to feed it when I can just give it to a friend.
And what do you want, boy or a girl?
Well, if it's a girl, it'll just be dressed in pink, blah, blah. And if it's a boy, it'll just be like his dad, I suppose, a little Yorkie.
And do you think that men treat you how you want to be treated?
No, men don't treat me how I want to be treated. they just, as soon as you get your kit off or whatever, they just think, oh, look, she's got no brain, she just sells her body, you know.
When you were seeing Dane Bowers, he was very public in criticising you, and I felt very unkind. How did you feel about the things he said about you?
Well, at the time when Dane said, or what he did, he had changed anyway from when I met him. Because, like, obviously working with Victoria, he really did change. And, I don't know, he just got really vicious towards me. And even now today, he does admit that, you know, he was a bit harsh and vicious on me. He did change a lot, and it wasn't nice. I was really upset.
Because personally, I think you got quite lucky.
Really?
Are you... It seems to me that women are less fussy about the guys they date than vice versa. You always see really attractive women with kind of average-looking guys. What kind of guys do you go for?
Well, this is the thing. I'm so easy to pull. It's just, you know, I don't really go for looks. Like, it's only just one thing I'm after, and I know everyone's like, oh, come on. It is actually just affection. Once I get that love and that affection of someone, I'm so easy to, like, pull.
So you're a Gemini?
Definitely, yeah.
I think it's like me, it's a Gemini.
Yeah.
I think that Geminis have this desperation for people to like them. Do you think that's connected to, you know, the way you dress, what you do as a job?
It might be, actually, because I know, like, my body and whatever gets me the attention, but then it's not always the attention I want. When I actually want to go out and actually meet a guy, they think of me different because of my job.
So men that meet you think that they're in for a good
Yeah, they do,
shag.
actually. They do, but when they actually get to know me...
what you really want is a nice long cuddle.
That's, you can't beat a cuddle. But they know that when they are actually with me, they don't get their good old shag for a long time.
I guess what I'd say to you now is then, why don't you try working on giving a different impression of yourself?
Well, I definitely will have to give a different impression because now I've got a child to think of. So I think that would change me anyway. Well, it's got to change me. There's no way of getting out of it. It will change me.
Do you want to have your child?
Well, it wasn't planned. It has come at the wrong time. But then it's not the baby's fault, is it? And
But I didn't ask you that question.
and I will admit, you know, some people really disagree with me, but I did go to try and get rid of it, but I just couldn't do it. So
Why?
three times I went, and I just couldn't do it. There was something saying, look, no, you can't do it. Because I have done it before, and I never thought anything of it again. But this time, I don't know, I just really couldn't do it.
How many kids can you see yourself having?
I should have loads.
Really?
Yeah. Loads of kids I'll have. So,
So if you had to choose an ideal man,
yeah.
it doesn't have to be well, I guess someone famous would be easier for people to recognise. Who would it be? Other than me, of course.
Okay, I will say this, you know I keep bringing him up, but when I was with Dane, I was so happy. We got on so well. It would have to be someone like Dane, but not like what he was towards the end.
You got the Gemini disease, you can't let go. You're like me. Are you a stalker?
I'm not a stalker, but if I can't be there, then I'll make sure someone else is there to keep an eye.
When someone leaves you and...
I hate letting go, especially if I really am into them. And if I know that someone else is with them, I can't stand it. And I'll do anything I can to split it in my own little way.
It sounds like... I feel like I'm talking to myself. Hi, Julie.
Hi, Dane. Well, what am I like? That's no, I don't mind. I admit it, you know.
Would you say that, you know, being a Gemini, you can be also quite selfish?
I can be. Yeah, if I know I want something, I have to do it. And if they don't want to do it, it's tough. And if I want something, I have to do it or have it now.
What's more important to you, your career or a relationship?
Well, this is hard to answer because
I know the answer, but go on.
Dane always wanted me to stop my career, and I did stop it for him.
Why did he want you to stop it? Because he couldn't stand
He didn't like
up?
men looking at me. But he knew that when he met me anyway. But yeah, I did actually stop a lot of work for it, and it did cause a lot of trouble. because he used to like phone up clients and say, no, she's not doing it. You know, I'll pay all the studio fees, whatever it costs, but she's not doing this job. He used to be like that, and he used to get really upset about it.
And what if you'd have asked him not to sing? Would he have done that?
Exactly, he wouldn't have. But I did actually stop my career, and he was like, no, you've got to prove it more to me, prove it more. I think he just wanted me at home to do nothing and not anyone look at me. Basically, that is what he wanted.
There's a line in a Cyndi Lauper song, some guys take a beautiful girl and hide her away from the rest of the world. Probably what would have happened is that he'd have got you in the kitchen, had you cooking halloumi, tabbouleh and all that stuff, turned you into a huge fat hot mama, and then chucked you...
He did like me bigger. He didn't like me. He said he wanted me to put on weight.
I've got to be careful because I'm working with Dana.
No, he's fine. He'll even admits it himself. No, he even admits it himself. That's why I don't mind saying it. That's how we split the first time, is the fact that I got offered to do this job. It was just for the start in bikinis. And he said, I'm telling you, if you do it, we are finished. And this is when he was working with Victoria. And I said, well, I want to do it, Dane, you know. He said, we'll do it then and we're finished. And because this happened so many times, I just thought, oh no, he won't finish with me. And I did the job, and then he said, that's it, I don't want to know. And that's one of the reasons why we really did split. And then we got back together for about a week, but it just didn't work.
I had no idea you were so Greek. That's so Greek. Dane, you're so Greek. What colour would you like though? Black or...?
I'll leave it to you, what colour you think. Surprise me.
Mauve's quite nice on you.
Okay.
Doesn't it? If I gave it to you, would you wear it?
I'd make sure I wear it.
Cool, no, we'll have it.
Thank you. Oh, it's excellent, isn't it?
Soft touch you.
That way, yeah?
It really suits you.
Is it?
I wouldn't give it to you if it didn't.
I'm gonna definitely wear it.
Remember I gave that bitch that hat, alright? Welcome back. I'm talking to Jordan about men. When I meet a guy, obviously they're attracted to Boy George.
Yeah.
Or what they see as Boy George, the makeup, the hat, the fame, the success, whatever it is they think it is. But the real test is getting beyond that.
That's it.
And that person becoming comfortable with George.
Do they ever say to you, you're so different to the Boy George, you come across as George? And do they ever say, I hate the Boy George, but I love George?
No, normally it's the reverse.
Oh, really?
No, normally I think that a lot of the people that I meet are people that want to be famous. I
do find that hangers on.
You know, they think that I've got a ladder on my back.
Yeah.
You know, the social ladder. They can climb up it a few rungs. Occasionally you meet people who, after a while, you get past that and they spend time with you on your own, out of the limelight, out of the discos, you know, watching TV, eating a pizza and a bag of crisps. And, you know, they fall in love with the real person.
Whenever I go up with someone, they're always like, I hate Jordan, I hate you with all your makeup on, I love you without your makeup, and I love Kate. They absolutely hate the Jordan look, makeup look.
There's a weird irony in the fact that you're a glamour model and men all over the country literally worship you. They'll probably buy the paper regularly to look at you and dream of being with you. And you've got
they probably can be with me. They just obviously haven't met me.
Well, I'll have to invite you over and introduce you to some nice men.
I know you said earlier there's a very nice man who we would suit, didn't you?
Yeah. You find me one, I'll find you one. How's that?
Oh, I'm up for that.
Okay. How do you feel when women criticise you? Because you do get a lot of criticism from women, particularly in the media. How does that feel?
Yeah, a lot of women are like that towards me. To be honest, I really don't care what they say because they always say stuff about me. But when they actually meet me, I'm different. I could be in a club and I could be in the toilet and I could hear girls going, oh, have you seen that Jordan in here? She's sticking her tits out, she's doing this and that. And then I come out and then they're like, look at me to say she heard what I said, and they don't say anything. But it depends what moment they catch on, because sometimes I know I shouldn't. But I would turn around and say, what was that you said about me? And then they're like, oh, nothing, you know, I didn't really mean it. But
Do you fight?
I do stick up for myself. And my friends are like, Kate, you can't do that. And I'm like, well, why not? And I do stick up for myself, and then, you know, it can get me into trouble.
I was at a club in Plymouth about a year ago, and a young lad spat at me. And I was in full makeup, hat, boner drag.
But you went mad.
The hat came off and I battered him.
I bet you did.
It was a new version of queer bashing he hadn't experienced.
Yeah.
But I can imagine, being a Gemini, you have a very fierce temper.
I do have, yeah, if I hear it myself and it really annoys me and I think, no, I can't walk away, I have to say, what was that you said about me? Or, you know, I am like that, and my friends, they do say, Kate, don't worry about it. And I'm like, no, well, what did they say it for? They don't know me. And I do be in my bonnet, I suppose. But I hate having to say that because I don't want to encourage people to do it more to test me so they can go and sell a story. Because that's what happens. I find some people will push me just to get a reaction so they can go to the papers and sell it.
When you meet a man, do you kind of throw yourself wholeheartedly into the situation?
I normally do.
Do you move them in?
Yeah, if I had a chance, I would, yeah. Or I move in with them.
Do you think that being a Gemini, you can frighten people away by being far too passionate?
Yes, definitely. It is literally all or nothing. When I say all, I mean I want to see them every day, all the time. I mean, Dwight's the only man I've been out of who I haven't been like that with. My barriers have been up all the time with him, and I haven't let them down at all.
And what about texting and
He doesn't text, so that makes it boring as well.
But usually when you date a man, if they don't call you within a certain amount of hours, are you pacing the floor?
No, I can handle it very well. I go mad. I go to my friends, why haven't they rang? What have I done wrong? What is it with me? And then they ring and then I'm like, hello, and act as if like nothing's happened.
What wouldn't you do for love?
I'll do anything. If I really want someone, I will literally do anything to get them. Anything. But I don't always get it.
So what do you think men are good for, apart from fixing your tyre and putting up a shelf? I mean,
well, I don't know really. I don't think I've actually found the right man yet. I thought I did, but I haven't.
And what about sex? Do you enjoy sex?
I love. Well, who doesn't? Come on.
Margaret Thatcher?
Everyone must love it.
In that kind of respect, how adventurous are you? I've been very cheeky now, haven't I? So.
You could be as cheeky as you like. I don't know, you know, I'm up for trying anything really. But then, who isn't really? But then I suppose you get some people who don't like certain things, and I think, God, how can you not like that?
What about
it's just different.
Women?
What about them?
Well, I'm gay, so would you sleep with a woman?
I have been with another woman.
Anyone I know?
No.
Okay, fine.
No.
Any films?
I haven't done that yet.
Okay.
Cut the yet off then. No. You know, I've done the homemade stuff, but then I won't say who hasn't because not many people are like that.
But you hopefully have kept it in your own house.
No, there's one actually, what me and Dane done and another girl, and my car got broken into. It always happens to me, and it was in my bag, and it's been missing. But that was about a year ago now. But I thought if it was going to come out, it would have come out by now. I don't know.
Have you seen the Pam and Tommy One?
I saw some. I didn't see it all.
I saw the uncut version. It is pretty outrageous.
Is it?
The boy's big.
Really?
Oh dear. And actually, I was at a party in New York a few months ago, and I saw him, and I'd had a drink, and just blurted out, "I've seen your penis, and it's huge."
Oh, God.
He ran. He just ran away from me. He was horrified.
But he
Sorry,
did.
Tommy. What song do you think really sums you up?
At the moment, Criticised by Alexandra O'Neill, because everyone just criticises everything I do. It's got to be that.
Can't you find something else to talk about? Is this song the only one criticize my lifestyle. I'm fed up 'cause all you wanna do is criticize.
Do you think you criticise yourself too much?
Not really. I know you think the opposite, didn't you?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, you know, when your name first came up for an interview, I was, not that I was indifferent, I just didn't know a lot about you. I'd seen you in the papers.
How dare you? No, I'm joking.
No, I'd seen you in the papers,
Yeah.
I thought you were a pretty girl.
Yeah.
But I thought, what would I ask you? And then I thought, actually, she's probably as insecure as I am. And I thought we'd probably have a lot in common. So the father of your child is footballer Dwight York. Is he going to be around in your future?
Well, like I said to him, you know, I'm going to be there for life. Your managers aren't going to be there for life. Because I know they influence him in a big way. So I will be there for life, but he won't be with me, if you know what I mean. He'll only be there because of the baby, but I don't want him in my life.
But you want him to be involved in...
Oh, yeah, definitely. I wouldn't take that away, because at the end of the day, there's a child there, you know, it still needs its father. But I don't want him in my life type of thing. Don't want a relationship or anything with him. Time to move on. So I am looking for the right man. Is anyone out there?
Well, I think there's a man out there that's going to love and worship you.
But where are they?
I don't know, I think that you maybe have to start giving out that energy.
I'm just going to not look now.
I think you've got to start believing. And I'm one to talk. I think you've got to start believing and giving out that kind of energy that you're worth loving and being worshipped.
It's not that I'm after anything. I don't care what they've got or anything, because I've got what I want myself. I just want someone to be there and me to let all my barriers down, just be happy and not have to worry about what they're doing. And
For me, it's been a very interesting experience because I think that you are a very sweet girl.
Am I different to what you thought?
You're like one of my sister's friends.
Really?
You're very Woolwich.
Oh, am I?
No, you know, you remind me of the girls I grew up with. If we'd gone to the same school, we would have got into a lot of trouble together.
I think so.
Our names would be constantly on the tannoy. What's your real name again?
Katie. Oh, look at me.
What's the second name? Katie what?
Katie Price.
Odell and Price at the headmaster's office immediately. I can just see it now. It's been brilliant talking to you.
It has you, actually.
Thanks.
Yay.
Shut my hand.